dinner. Okay. So tonight is going to be a different things again. Tonight we're going to start learning how to do some sort of coding. So I know many of you are not familiar with coding, but that's okay. Don't worry about that. Now, first thing first, I have assigned some of you to be my co-host. So if there's somebody who is coming a little bit late, please allow them to join the class. Okay, just accept them. Okay, now. First, I'm not going to make it very difficult because tonight we're going to start coding. Now, let's start the code tonight with using a web browser. Let me start. I'm going to start mine. Just follow my. Hang on a second. I'll show you my screen. Where is my share screen? Okay, Firefox Zoom. Okay. So I'm going to start my screen. Let's wait, where is my screen? Okay, this is my screen. Now I'm going to start with a new screen and I'm going to search Google Colab, Google Collaboration, Colab. Okay. So search Google Colab, and then you'll get something like this. Okay, Google Colab. Then click on this Google Colab. I'm going to do it step by step, so don't worry. I know some of you may use a phone, but don't use a notebook with web browser. Okay, so mine is the theme is dark. Yours may be white. That's okay. On the bottom left, there's what we call a new notebook. Click on the new notebook. Bam. Then you get something like this. Still loading. Okay. So let me know when you already have something like this. Okay. Give me your thumb up, thumbs if you already see this. Say, for example, let me just show mine. Am I already this? Wait, where is my
Pak Budi,
reaction? Yeah.
Which button do I have to click?
On the lower left, there's called a new notebook.
Oh, okay.
Click on the newer notebook. Okay, and then you'll see something like this. Okay, let me remove this release note. Just press the X here, and then you get something like this. Okay, let me know how it goes. Wait, where is my reaction? I can't see my reaction. Where is my reaction? Oh,
Sir,
yes.
sorry, sir. I just joined. Sorry, I'm being late, but I want to join this thing. Can you help me?
Yeah, you search using Google Colab first,
Okay, Google Colab.
and then you click on this Google Colab.
Okay, done, sir. And then
On the lower left, there is something called new notebook, I think.
Oh,
Click,
yes.
click on that button.
Yes, done.
You get something like this. So,
okay. Thank you, sir.
so what's happening is that we are giving a virtual machine, basically. Basically, we got an environment just like our computer, but this one is allocated by Google somewhere in their machine there. The nicest thing about doing this is that we don't have to invest in our computer or whatever to do the programming. Okay. Now, on the top left, there is the name. This one is entitled 0IPYNB. You can change the name. Say, I don't know, maybe Python, I don't know, -101 or whatever, right? Whatever you want to call it, Python 2024 or whatever. Okay, you can do this. Now leave the IPYNB. The IPYNB is it's actually short from interactive. PY is Python, NB is notebook. This is basically what we are doing here, we're going to have some sort of a notebook of what we are learning. Okay. If you still have problems, let me know, because we want to go this step by step all together at the same time. Okay. I hope I'm not too fast in explaining this. I'm going to do it step by step. Okay, so you can rename that one. So this one is an environment to code. There are many sites. Google Colab is just one of them. There's also Replit. Now on the right side, you see there's a word called Connect. Connect. Click on the Connect. Dang, it says connecting. You don't have to, but this is just to show you that you are connected to Python Google Compute Engine backend. So underneath your, you can see that is connected to Python 3 Google Compute Engine backend. So if you hover your mouse over that, and you can see, like it says connected Python 3 Google Compute Engine backend, RAM 0.93 or whatever, this or whatever. Like, so basically you're given a computer there. Okay. Now, the way I teach my students to program is not by trying to understand all programming language, but what you have to do is just good enough. Okay. So now picture this on the left side, picture this as just like a spreadsheet. This is a cell in your spreadsheet, just like a cell in your Excel. But in your Excel or in your spreadsheet, you put numbers, you put text, but this one you put code. So you click on here, the one that start coding with generate with AI, click on that one and then type in print. Hello world. So it is what you have is print hello world within the quotes. For those who are late, I'm going to explain again later, a bit later. Okay, so don't worry. And then if you click on this triangle, it means run. You click on this and it says run. And then it says hello world. So it prints hello world. Okay. So Cloud, no, but I still could not show the video. Oh, I'm okay, but so could not show the video, but could see you very well. Okay, that's okay, Christian. This is recorded, so later on you can see the recordings, but you can hear our conversation. So this is basically it. We are this is our first program in Python. We are printing hello world. You can change the hello world with your name, for example, hello Budi, and then you can run it again. You can click the triangle again, this play button, and then it will say again, hello Budi. Okay, now, how many of you have not done this, have not gone into the Google Colab? Let me know. Let me start again.
Sir, where the triangle, sir?
You see this, just like the YouTube button, the on the left side of the print. There's this triangle, right?
Oh, but I already try and fix error, sir.
Okay, show me your screen. Show me your share your screen. So you...
Because I use different method.
Okay, that's okay. Share your screen. Yeah. So it is easier. Share your screen.
Pak Budi, this cannot be open in the mobile phone, right, Pak Budi? Cannot, yeah.
It's possible. You can go to Colab Research Google.com.
Let me check. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
thank you,
it's
Pak.
difficult to type in with your thumbs, but this is possible.
Possible,
For me,
yeah.
it's not possible because my fingers are all thumbs. But possible. Possible.
Yeah, Pak. Let me try.
Yeah, you can open with two connections, one to here, and the other one is to do this. Okay. So Anybody who has not made connection to this Google Colab?
Sir, while waiting, I want to ask, sir. So when you write the print and hello world like that, if in Excel we can just use tab for the next calculation, yeah. But this
Yeah.
one we must to write it down manually, like the apa tuh namanya dalam kurung itu harus manual ya, sir.
Ya. Dia ada completion, sedikit completion, tetapi nanti kalau ini, tapi dia nanti harus memenuhi. So, kalau saya mulai lagi, let me start again. If I say print, print, and then I say kolom, nanti kurung yang kedua ini sama dia dikasih. Ya.
Oh ya ya ya.
Satu, yang keduanya dikasih. Hello, Budi.
Oke,
So,
but still manually write ya, sir.
yeah, but later on it will build some sort of apa ya? Nanti kita bisa milih. Jadi berikutnya lagi kita nggak harus ngetikin sih, tapi lebih gampang ngetikin sih. Nanti ada completionnya juga ada.
I see.
Pak Budi, sorry Pak Budi, on the RAM disk, which one we choose, Pak?
There's nothing on the RAM disk. Just leave it. RAM disk is just an instruction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is. Semuanya sudah? Everybody is on the same page? Give me your thumbs if you're okay. If you still cannot do it, let me know, because we want to, move slow. Okay, because we want to move slow altogether. It's becoming more difficult. So I'm going to do it very, very slow. That's okay, because we no need to hurry. Okay, so now in this cell, if you hover this cell, if you go down, there's something called plus code or plus text. Okay, so if you have plus code of plus text, you can click on the plus code. So it will create a new cell for you, and this one is also something to code again. So you can also again print, again like that, print. This is new to me. Okay. Then you can do this again. So you can do this, right? You can do this. This is new to me.
And also this is saving automatically, ya Pak?
Yes. From time to time, it will save it to our Google account, Google Drive.
Okay.
But if we want, we can go on the top. There's a file, and then you can also save, which is Command S, just like
Oh,
this
the
one.
same, yeah. Okay.
So it will be.
But why in my triangle it just mentioned about the start coding or
Yeah.
generating with
Just click on that one. Just click on that one.
Click the triangle, right, Pak?
Not the triangle. The start.
Okay.
That's just a text in the background.
Oh, so we change with the print, something like that.
Correct.
I see.
Just
Okay,
type in
thank you.
the command.
Yep.
That's okay.
So on the mobile, it's work, Pak. No problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. So now this is what we call our first code, Python code. So in Python, when we want to print something like a text, we put it in under double quotes, or we can do it also in single quote. You can do this in single quote, but it has to be consistent, single quote and single quote. You can do also with that. So if I run it again, click again, and it will say, please, hello, Budi.
Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
tulisan print, so using the capital, not capital ya, sir ya?
Ya, harus lowercase.
Iya, already, sir.
Oke, sudah jalan?
Udah.
Oke.
Thank you, sir.
It's work.
Okay. Now, in this notebook, if you hover again, there's code, there's text. If you click on text, this is actually just like a catatan. This is just a note so that I will remember what I am doing. Okay, and then if I move to another place, then it will basically a note. So this is on the right side, you can see that there is this whatever note, right? And you can also back to this, and then You can write it into bold, okay? Or I will remember you can create it italics. So this is basically just your note. Maybe down the line, if you want to see this is kind of just like notebook, but inside this notebook, inside this spreadsheet, or inside this document, you can actually write code. So this is okay. So this is, if we don't like this, for example, I already know this. There is the delete on the right side. There is the trash can. If I click on the trash can, it will delete that particular cell. Okay, so I have only 2 cells.
How you drag that one, Pak, to the new tab?
To create the new cell, you mean?
Yes.
If you move the cursor down, right?
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah. I can
On
see
the
that.
line, it says code or text.
Yeah. Okay.
Ada lagi? Okay.
Yeah,
So
all good.
yeah. So again, Python is very sensitive to the case. So it has to be lowercase. The commands, Python commands, most Python commands are in lowercase, but sometimes they're capital, but this one is always in lowercase. So that's the thing. The second thing is Python is very sensitive to spacing and tab. That's the thing I hate. So if I put, say, space here and I run again, okay, this is still okay. But later on, there are cases that is not okay. So spacing is important in Python. Okay. Let's create a new one. So let me delete this one. Okay. So let's create a interesting one. So we can assign a value. X is equal, say, 5. Y is equal 7. Z is equal X plus Y. And then let me just print that. I can do this and I can run it. And it will print 12. Okay. So you can change the number, obviously. You can change 5 to something, 7 to something else.
Sir,
So-
it must be use space, yes, sir. One space
It
only.
doesn't have. I can just this, like I can put this, right? Cuma remetak aja, it's quiz.
Yeah.
Yeah. So easy to see.
Yeah, readable. I can. I want to make it readable. Yeah, it doesn't have to be space, but it's just to make it readable. I can also print the X and Y and Z. Okay, so I can do this X, comma Y, comma Z. So I can run it again. So it will print X, which is 5, and then space 7, and then 12. So the output is something like this, because it will print X and Y and Z. I can also do this, print X equal, and then this one, comma X, print Y is equal, comma Y, print Z equal. I can do also this. So I can print text and also the value here. If I run it again, it will do this. Okay.
So print like an enter, right, Pak Budi? So we should put the
print is to display whatever you display on the screen.
Okay.
So it can display text in quotes. It can display a value in whatever variables you can set.
Yeah. Okay. But the problem is, or the difficult one, how we put that kind of variable to become something like this. The one that you just make it example, Pak. So the first one you said that X, Y, Z, and then Z become the multiple, the sum of the X and Y, and then you change again to become like the, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the interesting.
Yeah.
Sir, I have question again, sir. For the question mark, what the functional? I mean, you used the question mark, but on the first one, you don't use it.
Oh, single quote and double quote, you mean? Not the
Both sih, sir. Sorry, sir, karena yang print XYZ didn't use any question mark, single or
Uh,
double. So,
there's no
function.
question mark. Nggak ada tanda tanya, tapi adanya tanda.
Not question mark, tanda kutip, sir, sorry.
Ya.
Quotation
Yeah,
mark.
quotation, sorry.
Quotation. Okay, yeah. So if I want to put the exact text that I want to put, I put it under quotation, whether single quote or double quote. So I want to be exact what I write, I put it under. So it will obey me whatever I put here. So it will print whatever inside this. But if I don't put the quotes, it will print the value of this. So for example, in this particular case, right, I will print star, comma, and then the value of X, whatever that is. So if I do this, and it will print, like whatever it is in your quotes, followed by whatever here. And then this one, X is, at this point, X is equal to 5, right? So it will print the value of X, not X. But if you put quotes here, okay, let's just put quotes here, it will print X instead of the value of 5. Okay, see.
Oh, I see. So, we use it only for the alphabet one, yes, sir. Not the value.
Correct. If I put it under quote,
Yeah, depend on the
it will print whatever you put inside the quotes.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's same like Excel, yes, sir.
Yeah. In Excel, you have string, right, to do that, right? Okay. So this is similar.
Mm.
Okay, good. We move on. Okay. Kalau if you still have questions, feel free to ask question. Don't be shy because we're going to go and make it deeper. So if it's okay to ask question. Okay. Now let's add another cell. Move on. Okay. Now, oh sorry, salah. Bukan itu. Let me just. I don't want. I want text. I want code. Okay. Now, before I put the X and X and Y, those are numbers, right? But now I want to create a different one. I can call it name. Sorry. Name equal Budi. Oh, sorry. Let me just first name. Okay, right. Just first Budi, and then last equal Raharjo. Okay. And then I can do print first, comma last. Okay, and then it will print Raharjo. So variable can be numbers, variable can also be text, and variable can be anything basically in Python. It can be as simple as numbers, it can be as simple as text, it can be the whole file. So variables can be anything in Python.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the interesting things is previously, if I have X plus Y, Z is equal X plus Y, right? So basically we are doing addition. But what happens if we want to add this in Python? Let's see. Let's see combine. Combine is equal first plus last. Print. Combine. Okay, let's do this. Jeng jeng. Oh, apparently plus is concatenating. Basically just like concatenating. Menambahkan, menempelkan di selanjutnya.
Yeah, no space, right? No space here.
Without space.
Yeah.
Because the text no space. If I do that, first plus last, right? And it will say Budi Rajo.
Rajo. Okay. Yeah.
So this, if I want to put a space, I can do this
With
plus
comma, with quote.
with quotes,
Okay.
or I can do this.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do this.
Mm. What is the difference between double quote? Sorry, that is double quote, right? But how about only
Yeah.
one?
For now, it doesn't really matter, but in the future, single quote means exactly as it is. Okay, this is exactly as it is. Double quotes, usually if I have variable inside, it will interpolate those variables. But for
Okay.
now, since we have nothing, it's just text, then it will not interpolate whatever variables inside. So this is basically the same right now.
How about
Okay.
if you put, sorry, but how about if you put on the last comma, and then
Yeah.
you put combine? What does it happen?
Yeah, actually, let's do this, right?
Yeah.
Oke. Tidak jalan. Nah, oke, so.
Okay.
Ayo, bingung dia.
Yeah. Confused. The system is confused. Okay. Yeah.
If I want to have comma in the text, I have to put it under quote.
Underquote. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's just delete this. Let's run it again. Okay. Now, let's go back to this equation top of this, right? On top of this. Let's say I don't want it to be plus. I can multiply it. Okay, multiply it and run it again. So it will run it again. So now instead of adding 5 plus 7, I can have multiplication 5, right?
35. Okay.
35. So we can have multiplication, we can have addition, subtraction. How about if I have something like this, right? Division. Okay, let's do this. Aha. So now you can see that this is a bit different. Before, because 5, 7, it's considered integer or bilangan bulat, in bahasa Indonesia bilangan bulat. So it will print it as bilangan bulat, 5, 7. But when you divide 5 by 7, it will turn into a real number. Or floating point.
0.7.
Yeah, so it's 0.711 or whatever, right? Now, what happened if I print divided by 0, for example, right? Let me just run it. It's going to print error. Okay, it says division by 0. And it will print, it will point to you what's the problem is. Okay, this is the problem. So you can fix it. Oh, okay. This is division by 0. That's not what we want. Okay. Now to make it interesting, how about if I multiply again? Say I have, say, A is equal Z multiplied by Y again. How about A? Let's just, what is A? Aha, it will go back to 5, but now the 5 is 5.0. It is real number, not integer number. For now, it is okay, but later on, it might be a problem. Okay? Now, in Python, you can also write commands. So, for example, here, you can, instead of text, I can put the pound sign, and then you can say, this is an example of addition of variables and some arithmetics. Now, this pound sign means that do not execute this line. So we can write comments. So I can say Budi created by Budi Raharjo during a class, for example, right? And I can run it again, so it will still execute the rest. It's not going to execute this. But this is good for our notes. So later on, when we look into this, oh, okay, this is how we do it. Okay. Because in 3 or 6 months, you already forgotten what this code is all about. What am I doing? Why am I doing this? Oh, okay. We can also put comment here. You know, apparently class in string of characters is just concatenation, meaning combining everything. So if I put this, okay. Okay, so this is just a note for me. Later on, when I'm going to when I open this one, oh, okay. It's a good habit to put comments in your code, because again, in 6 months or even 3 months, you already forgotten what this is all about. Okay. Question. If not, we're going to move to another concept. Okay.
This one is
Good.
clear, Pak.
Ada jempol, or question or confused? Let me know if you're confused or already okay, right? Yeah. Okay. Now, let's move on. Now we're going to do. Oh, sorry, this one. We're going to do some sort of what we call looping. So we're going to do some sort of. Let's go again. Now, let's do this for. What do you call it? Counter in range 10, okay, colon, you enter print counter. Let's run it. So it will print something like this. Now you notice that in Python, when you put colon and then you enter, the next line, it will add kind of 2 space print counter. It will do it by default, because it knows that the first command, it's not finished yet for counter in range 10. What do I do? So this the first line, it says, hey, do it 10 times of what? And then the next one says, oh, okay, print counter. So every loop, every cycle, it will do whatever underneath this. Okay, so this is it's going to print the counter, the value of counter. So that's the first one. The second one, in programming language, numbers start with 0. So instead of 1, it starts with 0. So if you say 10, count until 10, it will count from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it will count from 0. So that's why sometimes we are forgotten when we are doing programming. Is this programming or this is math? Because if we are doing math, it always starts with 1 instead of 0, right? Now the counter itself, it could be anything. I can put X, for example, or I can put, usually people put I, okay, as the variable. Okay, run it again, same thing. Usually prefer to have shorter variable, because you don't want to type long variable. Yes, Ando.
One question, Pak. Why do we want to know the value from 0 to 9 by typing that comment?
Okay. Sometimes I want to do this, but I want to have another one. Say, for example, I want to have I multiply by I. Let's do this. Dang. This is just an example of for every it will increase the number of I. That's it. Sometimes we need it, sometimes we don't. If we don't print it, that's fine also. This time I want to create a number from 0 to 9. Okay. How about if I want to print from 11 to 15? I can do also this, I think. Yes. Sorry, not 11 to 15. Sorry, from I think comma. Sometimes I forgot the syntax for each language. So if you put 10, it will count from 0 to 10. But if you do this, range from 11 to 15, it will start counting from 11. But the 15 one is not included. The last one is not included. So you can do
Sorry, how you got the 121, Pak?
because it's I multiply with I.
Oh, 11 ya. Oh, okay. Pak.
Itu
Yeah. Okay.
kalian aja sih, ya.
Yeah.
Sir, I have error, sir.
Okay, show me your screen.
Wait.
Share me your screen. Let me stop my sharing.
Wait. Already, sir?
Yes, now.
This one.
For the print I. Okay. Remember when you have say look for I in range 10 colon. Now but what I'm saying is that I want you to count. I want you to do it 10 times. 10 times of what? Now with a print, it has to be spaced at least one. You can have
This one.
No, before that one, the before the print. Okay, yeah. Usually Python will give you 2 spaces.
Oh,
If you delete this one, okay, go back. If you delete this, press delete it again. Okay, if you hit enter,
yeah.
Python will reformat it for you.
Oh, yeah.
If you run it again, now this one it works.
Oh, got it. So it must be enter first, yeah.
Yeah, it has to go inside. So it has to be indented, either 2 spaces, 4 spaces, or tab.
I see. Okay, sir.
So this is the thing I hate about Python.
I see.
What I see is grouping of what you do is usually in Python, the indentation it's one group. In other language, people use kind of what do you call it, curly braces.
Okay.
One.
Let me stop this one, sir. Stop here. Thank you, sir.
Ada lagi, silakan.
How about if we change the multiple by divided, Pak?
Oh yeah. But I divided by I is equal 1, right, all the time, right?
No, the range. Sorry, the range from 0 to 10. Sorry.
Yeah.
0 up to 10 only.
Okay. And then.
Okay, and then divided. I by 1.
Yeah, because it's going to be problem because 0 divided by 0 is going to be problem, right? Or 1 divided by 1. Let's do this divided by 3, for example, right? Yeah, it could be done also. See.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So basically, we can do some looping, or I can also underneath I can also print Budi. So every loop it will create Budi. Okay, so for every loop, let me just put pound sign here so that it will not be executed. And then if I put this and then I remove the type, right? Print Raharjo. So it will print Budi. Okay, 10 times, and then the Raharjo, because it's not part of the loop, it's going to be printed only once because it's not part of the loop. Okay. can do it this way. Okay, hang on a second. Let me, where is my books? Okay, wait. Okay, wait. Kalau ada pertanyaan, silahkan. Oke. Oke. Okay, now let's do one more thing. Okay, now remember we have a variable here called x, y, z, a. Okay, but we can also have another variable. Okay, let's start another code again.
Okay, can you share the screen, Pak?
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, screen
Belum
not showing.
di-share akhirnya. Okay. Okay, now let's start a new coding again. Now this time, let's see. Let's call it numbers equal. Now this time, I put it this 7,25. Put some numbers, comma random, whatever, right? Okay. Now I can print numbers. What does it do? Okay. So this is what we call a list. So instead of, just one number, a variable, whatever variable, it can have many numbers or many data. We call them a list. So this is a list. So this is a list. Now, how many elements do we have in the list? We can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right now. I can also print the length. Okay, the length of the numbers. If I print it, it will say, oh, okay, there are 12. The length is the length. It's a sort of length. So I have I have 12 numbers here inside a variable called numbers. Okay. Ada pertanyaan, questions?
Even though the length is not complete, but they can answer in 12, Pak.
Yeah.
And only.
Yeah.
And then I just want to check, Pak, if you delete the S, how does it work, Pak? The numbers, can you delete the S, Pak?
The numbers, I mean the variable number,
No,
like
no,
something.
the top one, the numbers.
Okay.
If we delete S, how does it work?
This one?
Yes, the top one.
Okay.
Another one?
This one?
Yes.
It will be error because number and numbers, they are different.
Oh, I just want to check the sensitivity of this one code. Okay, okay.
It should be different because numbers and number, they are different.
Okay.
So let's do this again. So if I put this one, numbers, why this one is still have the numbers? Because it still have the variable from before. Okay, let's just clear output. Let's see. Because it already have numbers before, right?
Yeah.
Let me just read it again. How come this one is still numbers? Still have
Yeah,
numbers.
still
Yeah.
calculate.
See if I have numbers, for example, right? Error. So variable, it has to be exact. Okay, let's just do this.
Yeah,
Now,
because not the same. Yeah. Okay, yeah, make it the same, Pak. Yep. And then run again.
wow.
It's work, right? Yeah. Okay.
So now the nicest thing is, so do we have a list 7, 23, sorry, 20 and 3 for Scalamat? So we can also do some loop again, for example, right?
Mm.
For, I don't know, n in numbers, okay, in numbers, okay, print n multiply by n. Let's do this. So now we don't, we don't care how many data we have, but we want to print, the square of them. All we have to do is just doing it this way. Okay. If you want to do n of k and comma. Your internet is unstable.
Yeah, the signal.
Yeah, sorry, my internet is a bit unstable. Okay. Okay.
Oh, so the number multiple by number is okay.
Yeah.
7 multiple by 7, 2 multiple by 2, 3. Okay, okay. I
So
cannot see the 32. Where's the 32 on the number, Pak, on this breakdown? 7, 2, 3, and then 4, and then 35, 34. I cannot see the 32.
let's see, 32. Let's do this again.
Yeah.
34, 5. Okay, let's
Yeah,
do this
we
again.
missed 2, 32, and 2. The last 3 digit.
It should be, wait, let's see. Okay.
Let's stop only up to 5.
Yeah. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, it's 15.
Oh, sorry. This one is wrong. This one is numbers from previously.
Yeah. Okay, you delete the S1.
Yeah.
Thank you,
So,
Pak. Thank you, Pak. Thank you, Pak.
yeah, I forgot.
Yeah. Sensitive,
this is-
very sensitive.
Now, what do we do here? Okay, let's just put this one first. Okay, now let's just put this one again. So we have this one is called a list. Okay,
Mm.
this one is called a list. So this one a list of numbers. We can have also list of names, for example, names. I don't know. Budi, Ando,
Cinta.
yeah.
That's enough.
Okay, let's do this. And if I print name, can also do this. So we can have also a list. If you look into this, the string, the double quotes, it will be turned into single quote. My habit is to use double quotes, but it is the same in Python for this because this is exactly the string. So the standard of Python is actually single quote. So this one, Bud, okay, I'm missing I, Budi. Okay, let's do this again. Okay. Ada pertanyaan? Well, I'm still compiling this. Okay. Now, if you look into this, okay, yes, Ando.
it may be quick to ask you this question, but can I see like the more practical use of Python? Like, for example, the purpose of learning Python is to build this program, blah, blah, blah.
Oh yeah. Let me show you.
Is there any like
Yeah.
bigger picture of it, sir?
Yeah. What we're going this is after this, what we are going to do is we're going to download CSV and then do some kind of plotting and then do linear regression in Python. So an example would be like this. Suppose I have data from suppose I own a pizza restaurant. I own a pizza restaurant and I know the address or the location of people who called my restaurant. I have the GPS location. Now, I have enough money to open 2 more restaurants. Okay. In which place should I open my restaurants? Because I already know the data, right? Of the colors. I know the colors. I want to open my restaurants closer to the colors, right? Where should I put my restaurants if I have money to create 2 new restaurants? What if I have money to create 3 more restaurants? Which places should I do? So that one is called clustering, and we're going to do that in Python visually. So what we are going to do is later on this one I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We're going to do hang on a second, Barish. This is what we are going to do. Where is my Zoom? Okay. This is what we're going to do. We're going to create cluster, something like that, visually. And this data came from an Excel. I wanted to create the location. I want to see and it will create this, and I want me to automatically detect the clusters for me. Visually, we can see it, right? But if we want the program to do it, then how do we do that? So that's an example of what we do. So we can get rid of Excel and we can use Python to do many things. Okay. Because it's easy to do it in Python. It's simpler to do it in Python. Later on, we're going to do pandas and so on and so forth. But this one is still basic because I'm going to do it very slow, basic, very, very simple, rudimentary. Okay. Now, how do I access? So, for example, the names, I'm going to check this one. Okay, there's another one, right? Then there's another one. I don't know. For example, John, for example, right? So I have 5 names. Now, how do I access these names individually? So this is just like what we call in conventional programming language, it's called an array. So we have names number 0, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. So I can do, say, instead of names, I can do this, say print names number 0, which is Budi. Okay. So it will say Budi, Ando, and whatever, right? So this one, number 0, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. And then later, okay, let's see if this one, there's another one, name is Budi, but with capital B. Okay, now, suppose, what can we do this? I can sort it. I can sort this one going up and down. How do I do that? In Python, there are many ways of doing it, but I'm going to show you ways to sort this name and up and down. Okay. Wait. Say wait. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Later on, okay, yeah. Okay, let me just do this and then let's just okay, urut sorted of names, for example. Print urut. Okay. So you can see I can sort this using a command sorted. So I have a variable now called urut, which actually a sorted version of this. Now, because B, capital B in computer is considered before all the lowercase, that's why in here you can see Budi, the capital B, is sorted earlier compared to that one. Okay. Now, suppose I want to, before I'm doing that, I want to make it over lowercase. Now, how do I do that? There are ways to do that. Now, what I want to do now, I don't want to over lowercase. I want to capitalize all the first names. So instead of Budi, I want to capitalize the first name. Okay. Now. Okay. Now. Let's do this. Okay. Wait. Where's my code? Okay, here. I can do this. Okay. No. Okay, this one in urut. Okay. Suppose this is urut. Okay. Urut. I want it to be capitalized. Okay. Now this is need a big explanation. Let's just do this. Now, if you can see the output, the name of everything, the first name is capitalized. So if you want to create a mailing list, for example, you want to make sure the first name, the first character is capitalized. What you can do in Python, you can do it this way. Now, how do I know this? Usually I use Google to search how do I capitalize the first character of a string in a list, and then it will give me this. Okay, all you have to do is this. This is basically you create a function called you access for x in urut, capitalize the x. You throw in the output into a variable called urut cap. Now urut cap is a version of urut, but with the first character capitalized.
Is that also Python can do like sex, Pak? I mean, Budi is a man and then Cinta is a woman.
No,
Cannot.
we have to pick a list. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is in Python you can create lowercase, uppercase. You can also remove, say, there are duplicates. You can remove the duplicates and so on and so forth. So yeah. Now, here is I think we're going to do it more. Let's do this. What if I want to create an input from my keyboard? Okay, what do I do? Oh, okay, so now let's create another action here. Let me just go back here. Code input. Please. Wait, enter. Okay, yeah. Sorry. Where is my screen? Where is my screen? Where is my Zoom? Oh, okay. Where is my wait, where is my Zoom? Okay. Okay, here it is. Okay. So say for example, I can put data. Yeah. Input, please enter some text. Okay. Then I can print the data. Okay, now it will create me a prompt. This is an example of a text. Okay, and then I can add it, and it will print this. Okay. Now, Python is good in processing text, so it can the data contain this, right? I can parse it into single words, and then I count the single words. So this is what people do in sentiment analysis. So we get this text from Twitter, for example, and then we analyze the text. In Python, it's very simple because we can do that. So now, for example, I can split the data. Okay, I can do this kata, data split. Okay. This is a very long line of input, and I want it to process. So it will create a dictionary or a list that has this word. So it will kind of split into this is a very long input. So if you can print kata that way, or you can do this for k in range for in kata, okay, print k. So this is what I do. Okay, again, this is a very, I should have copied and blah blah blah. Okay. So it will split this very long line into this is a very long text, blah 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 blah. You know, so we can count it. We can count the words, for example, if the words is positive or negative. So this is good for processing text. If you have a large number of text, you can do in Python. You can cut it, or we can tokenize. We call it tokenize the sentences into words. So this is by using a simple command called split. So basically split will split whatever it is into multiple words. We can split it based on comma, based on whatever. Now later on when we split CSP, we want to do it using comma or semicolon. Okay. We can also split based on character. So when we do crypto analysis, for example, I want to count the number of words in this sentence. I want to count the number of words. I want to count the number of characters. What are the most frequent characters? For example, in Bahasa Indonesia, what are the most, sorry, in English, what is the most popular character? Any?
Must be I. Must be I, sir.
Yeah?
Must be I.
In English is actually, no, not I in English. So that's that in English. So that's why what we do is we to see whether this text is in English or not, we just count the number of characters. Okay, so that's not I. Okay, now in Bahasa Jawa, what is the most frequently used character?
Oh, sir.
Probably right. But we have to check whether that's true. Jowo. Now with the Python, we can do that. We can split it into characters. We can split it into words and so on. So what we are going to do later on when we want to do a large language model, we can get comments from the kind of customers and analyze them, or somebody asked me to parse CV. If you send CV, I want to find out what kind of words they use in the CV. This is very, Python is a very good language to do that. Okay. Questions? Okay. Now, after this, I think I'm going to close the night for today, but because next week we're going to do more in terms of using this Python for processing more data. We're going to read CSV. We're going to use read Excel file, and then we're going to use Matplotlib to plot all kinds of plots. We're going to use NumPy, Pandas, and all kinds of libraries. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask it now. I'm just going to show you that what we are going to do next week. So next week we're going to do this. Wait. Share. Wait. Share. So this is what we're going to do. Next week we're going to do some kind of examples of to do some kind of plotting. We can plot it. We can use Matplotlib, for example, to plot with different kind of graphic style. Like pairwise,
Yep.
vertical distribution, something like this, gridded data, contour, and so on. Even 3D, volumetric 3D, we can do it using Python. And then there are
This-
also examples to do that.
This kind can be copied into the PPT, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we can have data, and then all these examples. And if you want to see the examples, for example, I want to see these examples, right? You can click it, and then this is the output, and this is the example, the data that they use to create this graph.
Okay.
So there are examples of doing it. Now, this is what we're going to do next week. Yes. Okay, Ando.
My question was the same like last week. I'm a
Mhm.
bit worried about not exact date for this subject.
Sorry. What was that?
The
Knowledge?
final exam date for
Okay.
the data science.
So,
Can you know the exact date?
yeah, the exact date that I have to enter the grade is the end of this month, or the first week, or maybe first September, but at the end of the month. This end of the month, I have to enter the grades. So usually I take 2 weeks to mark all the students' student assignments. So that one, it means that I'm going to start collecting papers. I have to start marking it by next week. I'm going to start marking it next week, but I'm going to continue marking it until the end of this month. So I don't want all the students submit everything at the end of the month, right? Because I need 2 weeks to mark them. So what I'm saying is close to the end of the month, the last maybe week 3 of
Week
August.
3 of the month. Week 3 of the month. Is that okay, Pak?
Yeah, week 3 of August.
Can we say that the 25th of August?
Let me just see the calendar.
And also the type of assessment, sir, whether it's an individual or group.
Okay, now this is, let me just show you. I don't have these samples yet. So let me just show you. I don't have the papers yet uploaded, but this is an example of a list of papers that were being done last year. So I put all this in my website, budi.raharjo.id. If you go to my budi.raharjo.id, and there are lists of the daftar makalah mahasiswa term papers. So I have all kinds of term papers. There's a secure operation, common, and then data science, digital literacy. I used to have all of this because I'm doing I'm revamping my blog again, my web again. So I have from last semester, I have only the titles. These are the titles of papers from last semester, and this is an example of papers from not last year, even 2020. So these are, like, for example, this is the report. Say, let me give you click here example. So this is the report from 2020. Sorry. Okay. So this is an example of everything is there. Your report is. I'm going to put your reports also there, so everybody can see your reports. Okay.
Okay.
So I used to have, I don't know, maybe 7 years of all reports here. for the digital data science and digital literacy. But for the other classes, this is supposed to be more. Like I have 20 years of classes, so I have 20 years of, 20 years multiplied by 50, so it's about, I don't know, hundreds of papers already. Now I'm trying to upload them all again. So this is still in the work in the process. Okay, so you can see there. Okay.
Budi, if I took a sample from my company, which is can we say that like a new digital transformation, but how about the reference? Because we cannot provide the reference because from the company. How about that one, Pak Budi? Because you mentioned about the what we call the summary should be include on the reference as well, minimum 3 references, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you write something, you have basically. Oh, okay. So what is the title of the possible title of your paper?
For example, like because I'm working at the mining company, Pak. So there's some kind like digital transformation that my company actually explore to provide the value to the customer. So how I can take that reference because it's from company.
First, what is the definition of digital transformation? Now you can use that using reference. Okay. For example, okay. So we can say, like in the introduction, you can say many companies are using are performing digital transformation to enhance whatever. Now the definition in this paper, the definition of digital transform is quoted from you put reference there.
I see.
But that's how you build your references, and then you say, okay, so that's one, right? The definition, and then you can say for digital transformation is also happening in many other industry, and also in mining companies. Example of digital transformation that have been done in mining companies are references 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, for example, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And then, based on that, from references number 2 and 3, they're more focusing into the customer aspect, for example. But reference number 4, 5, they're focusing on the back end side. Our experiment is more on whatever, right? You can add more references because of that.
Yeah. Thank you, Pak.
Yeah, by doing
got it.
it's easily you can build like 10 references.
Yeah. Okay, but the question from Ando is not clear yet, Pak. Is that the individual or this a group? Pak?
Individual.
Okay.
Because it's easier to do it in individual. You don't have to wait for the other persons, and marking is easier. Usually when I do a group, there's also another marking that I have to do that is from the group itself, meaning from 360, from the peers, right? So that's another work for you and for me. Because you have to review your friends, you have to give grace to your friends also, you have to review your friends.
Okay. So the minimum 15 pages ya, Pak ya?
Yeah, roughly 15 pages, and you can see from other papers, 15 pages is doable. Because, you have to put the introduction first, right? Introduction, this. You don't have to explain everything. If it's already in the book, you can say, okay, definition of this is this. And this is taken from whatever reference, then, so on and so on. And then you can put graphs. The graph is taken from this.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Thank you, Pak.
The reason I usually have another class. I want to specifically teach you how on writing papers, writing thesis, writing dissertation. The reason I want to do that is because if I don't do that, usually the quality is low, and then you don't learn anything. So because nobody is teaching you how to write, and then they expect you to be able to create good papers, but nobody teach you how to write good papers. I am part of many journals, the review of many journals, and it was difficult for me because I have to reject many papers, reject because
Mm.
sometimes they're for silly reasons. So I'm going to teach you how to create a very good research papers and thesis, basically technical papers. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you as a student, you are qualified with two things. One is your write-ups, and then the other one your presentation. Unfortunately, in this class, we don't have time to do presentation, right? So I can only judge you based on what you write. So I want to make sure that your written report is good, because I can give you an A. Otherwise, people will complain to me, how come you're giving this student an A? The report is very, very bad, So I have to make sure my students, they're all got A's. So I have to make sure they all have good reports. And writing good reports, it's not difficult, but it is time consuming if you don't know how to read. It's time consuming. It's just a matter of hours, like jam terbang, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's that. If you have any question regarding the papers. Now, the way I mark is usually I give you grades, whether it's A or T. T means incomplete, meaning you have to fix your papers. Usually, it's very, very simple problems. Like, for example, you quoting somebody in the you're taking a picture from somebody, but you're not explaining the source. And if you don't do that, that's considered plagiarism. And if for plagiarism, you got kicked out of the school. You basically you have to drop from the school. It's very, very, a simple mistake can create problems, big problems. So that's the thing that I have to teach you. Don't do this and do this. If you do this, instead of you getting bad grades, you have actually excellent grade. Oh, you know how to do this. Okay, so that's good. Now, usually I mark it with T, point to A, meaning if you fix this, you got an A. You already have something in your hand. It's just fixing simple mistakes, but sometimes there are a lot. Okay. Yes, Val.
Hello, sir. I have a question, like about the paper. It can be your company digital transformation, but also can be your own ideas, right?
Oh yeah,
But it just related to digital transformation.
correct.
Oh, thank you.
Basically, the content should be some kind of literature survey. You're taking this, that, you combine them. Oh, okay, this I say that one say this one, and then you combine this, and then that's a report. It doesn't have to be something new, because this is not a thesis. This is just a class, right?
I see. Thank you.
Okay. Ada lagi? More? So that's that. Okay, Sinta. Yes.
Sinta first.
Yes, Sinta.
Sir, I would like to ask about it could be we put in pro and contract in our paper or not.
I'm sorry, put contact.
Pro and contract. Pro and contract. Can you
Pro?
hear me?
I only hear contracts. Pro? I don't know, pro.
No.
Pro
Setuju atau enggak gitu loh, sir.
pro and
Setuju atau
contra.
enggak?
Pro and contra.
Pro and
Pak Budi.
contra.
Maybe things like comparison, sir. Pro
Oh,
and contra.
Ya.
It
Ya,
depends.
ya.
Yeah. It depends on
Halo, malam.
Yeah, it depends on how you put it. You can do that. This is your opinion to do that, right? You're basically say, okay, based on this and that, maybe I'm more into the use of AI in this company, or maybe, oh, there's too much this that then AI in this company is not useful. Don't use AI nor or whatever. That can be done. So it doesn't have to be like very, very, very thorough research yet, because if you compare this to a thesis, this is chapter 2, basically. Only after introduction and you doing some kind of reading materials, and this is it.
Yeah.
Okay. Studi literatur kalau dalam bahasa Indonesia ini masih studi literatur, comparison sana sini baca ini sana sini digabung-gabungkan gitu. Ya, hanya itu aja sih. Yes.
So for the company, any company, right, sir?
It doesn't have company. It could be your idea. For example, you can say, okay, a survey of digital transformation in movie industries, for example, or a survey of digital transformation in aircraft manufacturing companies. You can do that. It doesn't have to be your company. All you have to do is studi literatur dari dokumen-dokumen aja, bacaan-bacaan aja.
Oh, okay. So it's mean the topic is about digital transformation, intinya gitu ya, sir?
Data science / digital transformation. Yeah. But what you it has to be some, not it has to be, it's easier it is some if it's something with related to your research, because sekali kerja dapat juga ini sambil ngerjain tesisnya, ini dijadiin topik aja gitu. Kebayangannya. Sekalian ngerjain tesis sambil tesisnya harus ngerjain itu, saya baca-baca ini dirangkumkan aja, ini rangkuman dari makalah yang sudah dibaca gitu. It's a kind of a summary of usually people call this if you're in dissertation or S3, you call this the state of the art of AI in adoption in mining technology, for example. You call it like that. So you read this paper, or this paper say yes, this paper say no, this paper say yeah, but there is this paper only good for that one, and so on and so forth. So basically you collect all those ideas and then you create summary. That's what it is. And then if you are doing thesis, basically say, oh, okay, there's a problem, and then I want to solve this problem, and that's your thesis. But this one is it's not that far yet. Okay. Now, yeah.
Sorry, I want to ask again.
Yeah.
Ini kan 15 page minimumnya ya, Sir. Nah, itu include reference atau cuma tulisannya aja, Sir?
Tulisannya aja sih, tapi nanti dilihat deh contoh-contoh yang lain ya. Kalau dilihat contoh-contoh yang lain, 15 ya roughly oke lah. Plus minus 15, nggak harus exactly 15, ya kurang-kurang dikit. Biasanya 15 itu untuk sebuah technical report itu oke. Kalau buat paper, malah dibatasi 3 halaman. Kelewatan 1 halaman, didenda 1 halaman, kelewatannya harus bayar 1 juta setiap 1 halaman. Kalau buat paper itu di IEEE gitu, malah waduh gimana ya, saya harus tesis saya summarikan in 3 or 5 pages, itu malah lebih susah. Memendekkan creating a paper with shorter format, it is more difficult. So 15 pages, it's very simple. Most of the students, they usually 17 or 18 pages usually. Once you do it, oh okay, it is not that difficult. Meaning it's not difficult. It is difficult, you know. Now I want to have a specific class on report writing. Bagaimana teknik-teknik melakukan report writing skillsnya, segala macam gini ya. Let me tell you this: writing papers is difficult. That's why if you are doing, and di sini ada yang S3, how many of you are doing S3? Nggak ada kan ya, PhD ya. That's why if you are doing PhD, some people will go crazy because of this. Yes, it is that difficult. I know writing is not easy because you have to write, and to write. How many papers have you written before? Itu masalah jam terbang. Kalau ditanya kamu udah menulis berapa? Oh, saya sudah mencoba nulis, gagal 300 paper. Gitu misalnya. Nah, barulah kita bisa teriak, at least 40 paper is okay if you have done 40. At least you have failed 40 times. It's okay. If you have tried, if you have written only maybe 3, 4, 5 papers, then it doesn't mean anything. It means you need more practice, because just like speaking, just like writing, there's a vocabulary in the academic community, vocabulary that we use. Sometimes when we say, I have not done this, you cannot say that in your paper. But you can say experiment is underway, for example, which means you have not done that one. But you can say it that way, okay. So the readers or the interviews, I say, okay, yes, he has not done this, he has not done this. But the way you say it, it's not something, say, like, I have not done this. No, no, something like that, right? So, for example, if you don't know the algorithm, you can say the algorithm is menggunakan metodologi apa ad hoc atau apa. Ad hoc means ngasal, ad hoc terus. But you don't say ngasal, you say we are using ad hoc methodology to do this, which basically ngasal ya. But that sounds cool, and then it's also okay. But if you say I'm doing this, why ngasal, itu dicoret gitu. Tapi kalau ada boleh, ya boleh. Nah itu ya yang bahasa-bahasa kayak gitu tuh karena sering aja. Kalau kita sering baca paper, if we read lots of paper, then we usually caught on with the words of the paper. Ya, jadi gitu. Makanya saya maksa mahasiswa saya nulis paper, baca paper, because you only dengan itu ya. Maka harus sering nulis, ngasal nulisnya. Ya kalau nggak ngasal nulis, gimana caranya? Ya harus ngarang, banyak-banyak ngarang. Ya, ngasal. Don't worry buat ngasal. Ya. Yang penting sering. Sering ngasal nggak apa-apa, Pak. Sering. Yang penting sering ya. Just like coding. What you have to do is do lots of coding. Just like what we did. So now you are already a Python programmer. Now let's take a picture of all the Python programmers for tonight. So you can claim in your CV that you can program Python. Print hello world. Yeah, but I can print hello world. Next week we're going to do CSVs, and you can say I know how to read and write CSV in Python. That's cool. Consider. Okay, come on, all Python programmers. I'm going to take a picture. It's already 9 p.m. We're going to close the class. Let's see. Let me just take a picture of the class. Yeah. Okay, let's see. 5 more. Sorry, 7. Okay, let me give you.
I'm still cannot open the camera, Pak Budi.
Okay. I know
Apologize, Pak.
internet
Very
is not
apologize.
well.
Yeah.
You don't need to. Yeah, I know the internet is still slow there. Okay, it's okay. 5 more seconds. I mean, just preparing. Okay, my instruction is always the same. 1, 2, 3, ketawa gitu ya. Okay ya. I cannot open camera. That's okay if you cannot open camera. Where is my preview? Okay. Wait. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, ketawa. Wah, ini ada yang satu yang ketutupan. Oke, wait. Let me retry it again. Wait, because ada satu yang kehalangan. Oke. Let's do that again. Oke, siap. 1, 2, 3, ketawa. Kasep. Okay, I'm going to put the material and things like that into the WhatsApp group. Please let me know. Okay. If you don't mind, can I have your time after this class? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, done semuanya. Stay safe, stay healthy. Good night.
Thank you. Bye all.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, di Papua udah jam 10 ya?
Jam 11, Pak. 2
Oh,
jam.
11, Pak. Oh, benar
Iya.
jam 11.
Iya.
Saya di Jogja nih.
Thank you, Pak Budi.
Bye.
Pak.
Ya. Oke. Yes, ya. Apa yang mau
Yes.
ditanya? Silakan, boleh.
Actually, I want to asking you about the final exam because few time I didn't. I mean, I have bad connection for the class, right? So I just want to make sure again what should we do for the final exam, and secondly, I will asking you about your opinion because I really motivate because of you, like entrepreneurs people, right? like so many business you have. So my papers, I wrote about business plan, which is I also really like that business plan. So first of all, I start with my papers. So my papers is about, if you know food truck.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's a food truck, but I mix with the digital payment plus robotic hand gitu loh, sir.
Okay.
So from that, I just confused now, like what should I write in the final exam about data science?
Okay. Now, just like when you start the business segala macam ya, when you want to write something, you start with what problems or problems are you trying to discuss? Because you are only limited space, you cannot discuss many things. You can only discuss one or two things, maximum three. Usually only two things in the paper. Now, so if you're doing food trucks now, what is or what are the problems in doing data science, digital transformation food truck? What are the problems?
From the data scientists, you mean?
Yeah, from the theoretical point of view. If you are having food trucks with digital transformation data science, what is the problem? If there's no problem, everybody is doing it, right? So what is the problem? Maybe
There is few things.
maybe it's about financing it. Okay. Maybe it's about human resource to control it. Maybe it's about there is no software for it. Maybe it's about it. So you have to list all the problems related to that one, and then you come up with only two of the problems that you want to discuss in the paper, because you can write 10 papers already because of this, right?
Okay.
Oh, you pick only two. Okay, for example, apa ya?
Human resource, the employee, what I'm talking about in my paper also.
Yeah, for example, well, because technology is complicated, I have a employee that only know how to press this and that, but the technology is not there yet. You have to program it. You have to do this, maybe something like that, right? So you discuss that now. The discuss. Okay, what is the theory? Okay, the theory is how come this technology is still difficult? Okay, you can see. Okay, in that paper it says right now the technology is limited. Okay. In this paper say the technology will be there in 3 years. Okay. In this paper will say, or in this news it will say, this is the future. Oh, okay, because this is the future, I'm going there first. Okay, and then you can say, oh, okay, there is no training for operators. Okay, so you collect all this information and then you create, okay, these are the problems. Okay, now if I want to solve this, maybe this is what I need help. The government should create, I don't know, trainings or whatever, right? Just like in, for example, in China, there is this kind of training already been given. You put the references, okay. In the US, they have training for this and so on. Okay, that's okay. XC. Yeah, you're happy out of our when we have photo. That's okay. No need to worry. Unless you want to take a picture.
Thank you, sir.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Take a picture with us.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Thank you, sir. It's okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank
So
you, sir. Thank you.
bye. XC. Yeah, so back to your question again, yeah. Now, yeah. So that's why basically you list all the problems that you want to discuss, and maybe you only discuss two of them, but you list of them. Okay, food trucks, teknologi keren segala macam, tapi harga mahal, tidak bisa operator, harus diservis hanya untuk jenis ini tertentu. Dibuat aja daftarnya, itu kita sebut namanya laundry list. Oke, dari sekian problem, saya hanya mau discuss dua aja, ya itu yang ini. Training SDM. Training SDM gimana caranya mengoperasikan ini? Tidak ada training yang harusnya diselenggarakan oleh pemerintah. Kalau di Filipina itu ada training seperti ini yang diselenggarakan oleh ini, maybe dana dari World Bank, gini-gini lah, kayak gitu-gitulah. Ya kan ya?
Yeah, okay, I got it, sir.
Ya, jadi problems What have been done by people? Jadi problems, apa yang sudah dikerjakan orang terhadap problem itu, yang mana satu lagi adalah yang saya usulkan harusnya dikerjakan oleh gitu.
Okay. So let's say if it is others people not yet doing it.
Nggak apa-apa. We just throw in ideas. Maybe this is what we should do gitu. Itu kita ngelempar ideas. Meskipun kalau gitu tuh agak sedikit ininya boleh itu boleh. Tapi dari kacamata si yang mereview tuh bilang, wah ini orang ini sok jago banget. Kalau kamu jagoan kayak gitu udah dapat hadiah Nobel kali ya, gitu ya. Ya kan ya. Wah hebat kali kamu merasa hebat ya gitu. Nah kayak gitu. Jadi seolah-olah kalau kita lihat, hey when you are student you are nothing gitu ya. Makanya kita mengutip orang-orang. Ini bilang gitu, ini bilang gitu, ini bilang gitu. Kalau disalahin, itu bukan saya Pak, itu si ini yang bilang Pak. Gitu. That's why we use references to put to we stand on their shoulders kind of gitu.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. I got it. I understand. Sir, if you don't mind, is that okay if maybe another time or next in the future that I just want to discuss about my paper because I know that like again you are a good entrepreneur for me.
And about business plan, I have different opinions about business plan. When kind of strange when I open my companies, I never use business plan. Never. I never have like a business plan. Never. But I have it in my head and also in my co-founders. Usually we go together. Okay, this is what we should do. Okay, maybe the revenue stream comes from here, in this and this. So we figured out in our head, ditalar semuanya. Tapi kita nggak ada yang ditulisin dalam bentuk business plan, nggak ada.
Wow. So
And
amazing.
all friends that I know start their companies like that among ourselves ya. Nah nantinya when we want to get funded by somebody else, then we make business plan.
Obviously. But what is the important things of making our business? I mean, for own business like that, sir, personal.
To own business?
What is more thing which I need to more focus or more like be careful of that?
Okay, here's the thing. If you're getting older, right? Okay, there are many ways you get revenue for you. You get income. You have to take good care of yourself, your family, whatever, right? There are many ways to get income. First, as a professional, you work for a company, for somebody else's company, things like that. But there is a limit of time. You're getting old. If you're sick, if you're disabled, segala macam, itu nggak bisa kerja. You cannot work for. So working professional is good, but it's only limited of time. Okay. Now, when you're getting older, you're getting sicker, makin sakit ya. You need more money. Itu pusingnya bukan makin ini, tapi makin kita butuh uang. Jadi saya melihat, misalnya contoh ini banyak orang yang mau jadi PNS segala macam, itu ketika tua nggak punya duit untuk bayar sakit. Itu karena sakit. Jadi, we have to find new revenue, so first become entrepreneur. Second, jadi saya cari semua possibilities tuh. Saya cari gini, ini saya belajar mana-mana. Second, multi-level marketing. I tried that one also. Saya tuh join multi-level marketing gini. This one, that one, not working for me. This one, it may work for some people, but most people it doesn't work because it is working also. Sama aja dikerja, cuma modalnya beda model aja, tapi sama aja kerja dan tidak cocok. Itu depend on personality. I know somebody who's rich because I don't. Jadi saya tahu, saya sudah mencoba. Not good for me. Third, intellectual properties. Jadi kita punya intellectual properties. It works only in the Western world. Jadi kalau kita ngarang buku, kita dapat penghasilan ngarangnya sekali, bukunya dapat royalti dari buku, kita ngarang lagu, kita ngarang musik. Jadi intellectual property itu satu gitu. Kita membuat desain, kemudian membuat baju, ya, desain kita nanti di copy orang gitu. Itu royalties. It doesn't work in Indonesia. Banyak orang-orang pengarang lagu, musisi yang terkenal, mulai tua, mati kere, nggak bisa bayar rumah sakit. Banyak itu yang ini. Saya ada satu kesedihan saya adalah idola saya matinya miskin. Saya tuh sampai nangis. Dia itu idola saya. Kenapa dia meninggalnya tuh miskin. Nggak masuk akal di tempat saya. Orangnya terkenal, saya nggak sebutkan namanya. Nggak masuk di akal saya. Dan saya nggak bisa. Ini tuh harus, ya dia bukan kaya raya ya. Pokoknya ya bisa inilah. Nggak miskin lah, bisa nyekolahin anaknya, bisa ini. Pokoknya hidup inilah nyaman. Biasalah ya, menjadi orang biasa. Enak buat intellectual property. Unless, saya juga buat buku, buat menembitin buku. Dibayar sekali royaltinya 3 juta. Udah. Sekarang punya ya segitu aja, terbit berapa ribu udah gitu. Ini ada teman saya juga, penulis buku terkenal juga, nggak saya sebutin namanya juga. Kemarin mau ngutang saya, nggak sanggup bayar anaknya, sekolahnya anaknya. I don't get it gitu, tapi saya menunjukkan bahwa intellectual property doesn't work in Indonesia. Kecuali kalau kita ngarang buku pelajaran anak-anak SD, anak SMA yang dijual setiap tahun dan dibeli setiap tahun. Nah, itu baru bisa setiap tahun dapat 40 juta, 50 juta dari royaltinya karena itu. Tapi itu mungkin hanya 1-2 orang, nggak banyak kan buku ini ya, buku teks bukan hanya sedikit ya. Itu ya. Nah, intellectual property saya tapi masih tetap berusaha. Maybe there's something saya belum mengerti tapi ini ya. Yang keempat, investasi. Investasi itu bukan beli saham gini. Kalau jual beli saham itu trader itu adalah kerja lagi sama aja dengan nomor 1. Kita harus keluar dari itu karena kan kita tadi makin tua nggak mau kerja maksudnya. Yang tadi MLM nggak mau kerja juga tapi caranya salah nggak bisa. Intellectual property juga nggak bisa gitu kan ya, susah. Nah yang satu lagi ternyata investasi. Investasi nih dalam hal kehidupan tuh investasi itu kita taruh kemudian kita pikirin lagi itu investasi. Makanya investasi yang kayak gitu. Makanya kita punya uang dingin untuk apa gitu ya. Taruh duit, habis itu nggak dipikirin. 7 tahun lagi baru diambilin. Tapi 7 tahun, bukan 7 bulan segala macam. Tahan nggak punya duit nggak untuk ditaruh, dibiarin nggak ngapa-ngapain 7 tahun. Nah, itu yang sedang saya investigasi. So that's why I started companies untuk yang keempat itu tadi. Nah, jadi buat itu. Nah, company itu bisa macam-macam, bisa di starting gitu aja, bisa juga dijual belikan company. Tapi saya tidak mau jadi trader. When I start company, I want to make it build to last. Saya mau pengen punya perusahaan kayak Hewlett Packard puluhan tahun, ratusan tahun. Saya pengen buat perusahaan kayak gitu. Saya tidak ingin buat perusahaan dijual belikan. Kalau jual belikan juga bisa. Saya banyak perusahaan yang udah ditawar orang, tapi saya nggak mau. Gitu. Ditawar orang, dibuang, dimatiin. Saya nggak peduli soal duitnya, bukan nggak peduli ya, duit butuh, tapi bukan gitu caranya gitu. So that's why I become entrepreneur because I need to fulfill masa itu ya caranya gitu. Dan berikutnya adalah lifestyle-nya. Being an entrepreneur is different, being entrepreneur is difficult lifestyle. Beda, orang lain tidur gajian, kita mikirin gaji karyawan, bingung. Ini karyawan bis bulan depan gajiannya gimana ya. Nah, itu penilaiannya beda lagi. Gimana karyawan ini supaya dia nggak pecat, itulah problemnya. It's a different kind of lifestyle. I pick that one gitu.
Good, yes, sir. Thank you so much for
Ya.
everything.
So, nanti ada ceritanya di belakang layarnya lagi. Ini tadi malam saya juga lebih ngajarin lagi tadi. That's
Ini
why
ke-record loh, sir.
ya
Masih ke-record loh.
nggak apa-apa, nggak apa-apa gitu. Itulah sebabnya saya keluar dari PNS karena saya tidak mungkin jadi PNS. Kenapa? Karena kalau saya keluar dari PNS susah saya keluar dari. Kalau saya jadi PNS, saya tuh melihat ya banyak guru-guru saya yang tua, miskin, sakit nggak bisa ini. PNS ini siapa sih gaji ininya tuh cuma apa pensiunan 1,5 juta. Padahal kalau sakit kebutuhannya 5 juta. Nggak masuk akal gitu. Jadi nggak bisa. I want to do it properly, maka saya harus quit supaya saya bisa menjadi entrepreneur, saya bisa jadi direktur bagi ini itu legal. Kalau PNS nggak boleh. Boleh punya saham segala macam, tapi tidak boleh jadi eksekutif lah gitu. Itulah sebabnya saya itu. Jadi sebenarnya ada rencananya dalam hidup ini gitu ya, untuk membuat kita menjadi lebih tenang, lebih baik gitu ya. Jadi ya ini lifestyle pilihan saya seperti itu. Itulah sebabnya saya suka dengan cara saya. I'm happy with my choice segala macam. Belum nanti ada urusan lagi itu, urusan soal agama juga gitu. Saya kehidupan saya itu harus bersesuaian dengan agama saya juga. Saya tidak boleh melakukan yang haram segala macam gitu. Itu lebih berat lagi. Dan saya melakukannya, ya itulah sebabnya saya jadi entrepreneur. Because that's the right way to do it. In my opinion, tidak melanggar agama, bagus untuk kesejahteraan dan ini. Jadi menurut saya, I have to do it gitu. Nah, kalau saya tuh ingin berikan contoh juga kepada orang lain. Suatu saat saya dikumpulin sama orang-orang, saya bilang gini ya, Kalian tuh dari keluarga orang kaya. Kalau kalian gagal, orang tua duitnya masih banyak. Saya dari keluarga PNS. Nah, tidak boleh gagal, gitu maksudnya gitu ya. Jadi bukan tidak boleh gagal, gagal is oke, tapi tidak boleh gagal dalam artian saya kalau gagal ya gagal, nggak bisa ya duit segitulah ya nggak apa-apa hilang 2 miliar hilang ya 2 miliar kalau bagi saya berat gitu kan ya maksudnya
Wasting ya, sir.
gitu ya gitu. Jadi saya harus mendesain waktu saya benar-benar termanfaatkan. Kayak ngajar gini kan saya kalau consulting saya ngajar gini tadi sekali gini 8 juta. Kalau ngajar gini saya nggak dibayar. But that's different gitu. That's different ya. Jadi saya investasi saya di kelas-kelas gini beda lagi karena saya nanti punya student. Student saya punya link ke sana sini. Siapa tahu nanti mengenerate revenue dari student-student saya kan gitu. Mungkin dia punya perusahaan, nanti perusahaannya kita bisa B2B kerjasama. Oh ya, let's do ini deal gitu ya. Gitu. Who knows kan ya. Nah, itulah. Jadi itulah sebabnya kenapa saya masuk ini. Dan nanti lagi saya cerita lagi tuh kenapa bisnis plan itu
Panjang ya, sir.
panjang gitu.
Long story.
Story
Tapi thank you
tapi
so much, sir, for today. Motivasi banget ceritanya semuanya.
Sip.
Opinion.
Ya.
Maybe another time kalau kita, sir, ada free time kita bisa sharing lagi.
Siap.
Hopefully.
Siap. Good
Thank you
night.
so much. Good night, sir.